Welcome everyone, this is Alex for the Coasters Farm. We're back at Hersheypark for another update of Wildcat's Revenge. Construction update number 11, filmed on March 26th. We have a lot of exciting things to show you. Look at all that new track, and you can see a lot of that zero-G stall track has been staged to lift it up. I think they put that up there because they've enclosed the structure so much, so we weren't quite ready to hang it, but yeah, just hanging out there, upside down. It's pretty cool, actually. So let's go up in the air first, and then we'll take some more ground shots and show you around the site. It's exciting, beautiful day.
First off, let's start by asking you to subscribe down below. It's free. And liking this video. And you should consider hitting that bell as well for instant notifications when your videos come out, because we're going to be doing lots of videos probably every weekend now that the park will be open next weekend and midweek too, because we're going to be here for every step of that lift hill topping off, I think, as best as I can. We did it with Jersey Devil. We're going to do it here. As we raise up, I'll point out what you can see in a moment on another shot, but eagle-eyed viewers will see something amazing happening. We already saw evidence of it last week, but it's really starting now. Let's take a look at the storage lot. I've counted 42 pieces, so left, right, divide that in half. And then there's 2 more pieces on the construction site itself, so that's 44 pieces of track in total. Lots of lift hill structure, staged up, ready to go. So much steel, and still more structure removed somehow. They just keep on removing it. And as we're rotating around, let's take a look at that new track. 2 more pieces, one on each rail for the exit of zero-G stall, and I think about 4 pieces left and right for the double up into that wave turn on the far end of the site. That looks fantastic. Yeah, I really like that. Double ups are always a lot of fun, I think. Underrated element for sure. And look at that lift hill structure. That is going to be at the base of the first drop. So it's going to support the lift hill and the first drop as well. So that's looking fantastic. And we also can just see more of that structure that's been added over by Fahrenheit. They've added more to that wave turn to get it up even higher. So that thing is just growing. I mean, man, that's just gonna dominate the area when you're walking up to it. There it is, a little bit closer up, how tall that structure now has risen up from the original height. And if you look to the left there, you can see the approach to the lift hill. Looks like they've added 2 rails, one left, one right, for the approach to the lift hill. It's a pretty awesome looking bank turn. If we look at the bottom left corner there, they've added more concrete to the queue to extend it, make it a little bit wider. We talked about that last week, and they've moved on with that. As far as station goes, doesn't look like we have much progress that we can visually see. Looks like they are working on the interior a little bit more from just hints that we can see. We've got handrails going up around the edge. That black tarped area where it's probably going to be a concrete pad. Doesn't look like they've done anything there quite yet this week. But if we just take a look around, you can see so much more steel has been added. So many more ledgers have been added. So as we've been saying, track is going to just fly up at this point. So it'll be really fun to watch this thing just absolutely just grow. And you know, with as much track that was added in just 1 week, you know, I was a little cautious about when this thing's going to open. Are we going to hit Memorial Day weekend? Still not sure about that, but they are just flying through it. And with all the work that's been done with the station, pretty confident that they might be able to make Memorial Day, since a lot of that work is being done. Whereas a lot of coasters, sometimes they finish everything else and then the station comes together last minute. So that can be a lot of work. And they're probably working on all the electronics and all that stuff behind the scenes that takes a lot of time to do. Remember, Iron Gwazi, it started testing like the day after the day after they completed the last piece of track. They were moving trains around, though, on the brake run and through the station before the track was even finished. So it'll be interesting if we see any of that as we get closer to the testing phase. That would be really neat to see. It was a very uncommon process that they did, seeing trains moving around before the circuit was closed. But I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. So, all right, that's about it from the air. Can't wait to get back up there in just a few days. It's just looking so much better than I imagined. And now that we go onto the ground, still looking fantastic. Definitely like filming later in the day. The colors are so much better, obviously. And there's that 0C stall structure. We'll see a lot of that because it looks amazing with that track just hanging out there. Not really in its final place yet, but almost there. And let's take a look closer, see if they fixed those few ledgers that were a little bit too low and the saddles can't reach it. And as you can see, not quite, haven't worked on fixing that quite yet. Not a really big deal, I would imagine, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. There's where that track ends, leaving the 0G stall. And a little bit better view of that far turnaround where the first wave turn is going to be placed. Just love how tall this structure is getting. It's crazy. I imagine by just in a few days, that gap that you see there is going to be filled quite a bit. And it definitely does not look like a mess of wood like it did last week. With all that steel added, it makes a lot more sense now, for sure. And here is the storage lot. A bunch of old Wildcat track is still hanging around. Lots of new wood. Lots of track we can see, and lots of old wood that's being discarded into a dumpster. And here is a bunch of the steel running strips that go between track segments for the running rail, and lots of track, as we've already seen from the air in this little grove area that they've started to use because there's so much there on site. Let's take a look at all of the track and structure that's really progressing recently on the site as we pan along. But that's about it. Really quick shots from the gardens. I'll have more shots soon in the next update. Was in a rush to get down to a Hershey Bears game where the Phantoms won. Go Phantoms. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back, as I said, possibly midweek for another update right before the park opens for the 2023 season on Saturday.